originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. Born and raised in the H section of Forest Park, a suburb in the city of Cincinnati, Ohio. At least when I lived there, it was a suburb. Now it's very different, but yeah. My brother was a popular barber in our neighborhood. Everyone came to our house. A lot of males came to our house per se. Males that were older than I was came to our house, and they were constantly in our basement. And just for fun one day, I guess they were down there freestyling. I was roughly about 12 years old, and they asked me to get in on the freestyle session. And I got in on the freestyle session, and the reactions were like, yo, this is crazy. You know, she's good. Your sister, she can rap. So I didn't really think that, but the reaction itself is what sparked my attention to even endeavor to do that. And then when I endeavored to do it, you know, I took to it very well, and it just sparked from there. So at that moment, I fell in love with rhyming, being able to rhyme, because for me, it's always been about words and wordplay, the writing of it, the creativity of verbal expression. More so before it was ever about the beats, before it was ever about making a head nod, it was really about being able to put words together for me. So it was a point in time in hip hop where it was such a wide expression of artistry. It was, you could go from a Poor Righteous Teachers to a Ghetto Boys to a Scarface, and it was completely different. It was separate, but you know, they were complete expressions, and I found something in it all. You know, you got Suave House, 8Ball, and MJG, and Tila, and Crime Boss. Like I said, Tupac Shakur, but Nas was a huge influence. Lauryn Hill was a huge influence, and absolutely 100% Outkast, and the whole entire organized noise movement was a huge influence as far as sound, as far as a way. When I came across Outkast, I said, yo, that is how I want to sound. That's my sound. That's how I felt. I felt like it was my sound. Like somebody was down there making my shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. People use music in very different ways. People use music to calm them. Some people use music to rile them up. Some people use music as a drug, like you would use a narcotic to basically escape from reality. So understanding that people use music differently, I see the industry today is more goated towards the people who want to escape reality. It's not goated towards the person that is looking for a sound word or looking for something inspirational or uplifting or something, you know, that they can relate to. They're looking to escape reality, like smoke a blunt, do a line of cocaine type of music. And I'm different in the aspect that that's not what I represent at all. I want to create something that's very confrontational, very realistic, and very in your face, and you're not going to be able to escape from reality with me. I want to constantly throw reality at you. So that's a huge difference as far as I'm concerned in the industry right now. My top 5?
Yes.
In no specific order. Pop, Nas, Lauryn Hill, Andre 3000, and Kanye. Surprisingly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want my listeners to get creativity. I want creativity. I want substance. I'm trying to convey those things. Substance, creativity, fearlessness. And I would like for listeners to get a hope that hip-hop is not going to die the way that I feel like it's currently dying. You know, I want people who grew up with it, who love it for various different reasons, to look at my project and have hope that, you know, there are still lyricists, there are still people who care about putting together quality music, music with substance, music that means something more than, and that will last longer than, you know, a couple months or whatever the cycle is. when you are a part of the music business as it stands, you are at the mercy of what others think. It's other people and other entities that can basically dictate what it is that you're going to speak about, what you're going to be about, how you're going to look. And I don't want any of those parameters because I'm me. I just want to be myself and I want to conduct myself as myself. So the business side, the music business itself in the industry, I really would like to operate outside of it as much as I can. But at the same time, I would love to be able to make money doing what I love to do. I'm not going to put up some sort of persona. I'm not going to get my body augmented. I'm not going to rap about sucking dicks. I'm not going to, I'm not going to be what the music business as it stands would dictate for me as being a female rapper. I'm just not going to do it. I've been producing all of the tracks, I've been writing the songs, and I've been sitting here in my studio where we are now, recording them and, trying to make something great. I'm very much in tune with black people, what's going on with us socially, politically, psychologically, economically. All of those things dictate the content of what comes out of me. They all affect me directly, and basically that's what I give voice to.
How do you feel as a female doing hip-hop music today?
Well, it's kind of weird. It can be positive or negative. It's not, the program is, or the program that has been presented is that if you are a female MC, it's basically a rap for you. You're not wanted. If you are not willing to alter your appearance and basically make yourself represent something sexual first and artistic and lyrical second, it's kind of like you have no place. So that's interesting for me because I want to be recognized just for lyrical prowess and talent and merit alone, which I feel like is definitely doable. And that's the reason why my project is going to be so confrontational. It's a confrontational piece because there's so many aspects of this particular culture that needs to be confronted. I make this music for people like me. I'm someone who I need substance in my music. That's the reason why I listen to music. I'm looking for something to relate to, or something to enlighten me, or something to inspire me, or something to make me look at the world differently and expose me to something different. Like, I need that. And I know that there are other people that need that as well. So I'm making this for those people. And I want my music to reach those people. And I want my music to give them that.
What do you feel about the current state of the hip-hop industry?
I feel that it's bought and sold. I think that just like any other black invention, is something that was it was usurped. I don't even want to say usurped. I just feel like the art form has been purchased. So when you have something, even though it's a black creation, it's been purchased by people who are not black people for the most part. The large corporations, distribution companies, record companies, these people are not black people, but they have total creative control over black expression. So the industry, for me, it's dying because it's overwhelmed and it's saturated with these people who represent the interest of the people who purchased it, not the people who are the direct consumers of it, or the people who were the original audience. It's no longer catering to the original audience. They subtracted consciousness. Then, now the consciousness has been utterly obliterated and subtracted. They're coming after speech. Now they don't even want you pronouncing whole entire words. Pretty soon the whole entire rap is going to be a mumble. And I was thinking about it like, are they mumbling? Is the mumbling and the subtraction of words over the track really a method to bring about hypnosis? those things definitely go together. I don't look at the young generation or the younger people who are making the music and completely blame them, because I think that the industry, like any other black enterprise or any other black entity that has failed, it really has something to do with the people that came before us that didn't take responsibility and didn't prevent it from being bought, didn't prevent it from turning into what it never should turn into. So the people who came before us have to take responsibility for that. The people who are currently doing it got to take responsibility for that. It's interesting because I'm just now becoming comfortable with saying that I'm a producer. I started my journey, my production journey. I'm self-taught. I don't have any formal training, but I started my journey when I went to college in Cincinnati, Ohio. I had access. I had a lot of people who believed in me. I had people who would let me come to the studio for free. I had people who would pay for studio time for me. And when I left and went to college, I left and went to Columbus, Ohio, and I didn't have any of those resources anymore. I was a poor college student. I couldn't afford studio time. And it forced me into a position to get my first setup, to get a computer, and do whatever I needed to do because I still had the burning desire to record. I just have been in a position to where I had to make it happen on my own if I wanted it to happen. And that's how I started producing. I've grown doing that. I definitely am much more keen on pointing out my weaknesses as a producer, more so than I am when I'm on the mic. On the mic, there are no inadequacies. And I currently write and I produce for others. I write and I produce pop music, R&B music, and hip hop music. I'm working with my niece. I've worked with a few other artists, like singing tracks and of that nature. So production is definitely a part of my arsenal.